Hey guys, it's Special Force, and I am here to do a card reading for the sign of Aries for February 20th through the 27th. Please keep in mind that these are all general readings and they may not resonate for all of you. If they do resonate with you, make sure to check out your moon and rising sign as well. So to get started, what I'm going to do is I'm going to be pulling a card from my Butterfly Oracle card deck for you guys just to get an overall idea of what the energy of the reading is going to be. So what do we have popping up for Aries? Okay. Let's see here. We have changing your mind. So that's going to be your guys' overall energy for the card reading. And of course, we'll get more clarity. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to be pulling from my Aquarian Tarot deck. See, give it a few shuffles. What does Aries need to see for February 20th through the 27th? So this is going to be in your past. You have the Four of Cups. This is going to be where you're at. This is going to be your focus. You have the Fool, Six of Pentacles. What's supporting you is Seven of Cups. What's opposing you is King of Swords. And then what your subconscious has to say is Knight of Rods. Okay. Let's see here. Let me just get an overall view of what this story is trying to tell me for Aries. Okay. So let me just start off here, first of all, with the Four of Cups, and this is in your past. So this is your past energy. So a lot of you guys seem like, since this is in your past, you're coming out of a kind of a depressive episode or slump. Maybe some of you guys were mourning or grieving or struggling with some sort of loss of sorts. The Four of Cups always represents kind of needing a shift in attitude or a change in your perspective. So he has three cups here, and there's a fourth descending from the sky, basically like almost like spirit coming forward and being like, why are you so unhappy? Like, look at all the gifts that you have right in front of you. And not even the fourth cup coming out of the sky is kind of getting his interest or attention. So it's really about, this card is really about a mind shift set. So, but that was in your past. So, and I will pull more clarifier cards too to kind of see what that was about for some of you Aries out there. Then we have the Six of Pentacles in reverse, which is where you all are at right now. And to me, this card, when it's forward facing, is all about generosity. And I feel like a lot of you guys are usually very generous people, but when this is in the reverse position, it seems like a lot of you guys are withdrawing from overgiving or oversharing or overindulging in some sort. This card is really calling attention to be careful with where you invest your time, where you invest your energy, and where you invest your finances. So again, it could be emotional investments, or it could be about financial investments. Either way, it's about kind of keeping things a little bit close to yourself right now. This card always signifies that you'll get back up into the into this position again, where you can be more generous with your time and with your money. But just right now, that's not something that you can do at this moment. Obviously, it's just a cautionary card. Choose to do what you want. So I'm not going to tell you what to do. For your, oh shoot, I forgot what position this card was in. It was where you're at. So this is your focus. Okay, your focus is the Fool. So for some of you, I strongly feel like you are ready to take that next step in your life, that but maybe it's in a direction you're not very comfortable with or you don't know a lot about. And you're just willing, you want to go about it anyways. You want to move forward. You want to push in that direction. With this card too, the universe supports that kind of motivation and drive. So I'd say whatever that you're thinking about moving in a direction towards, whether it's work or it's love or it's moving to a new place, this card is supporting that. So that's where your focus is at right now, and in going on a new adventure of sorts. Just don't know what adventure that is, but the clarifiers will help me discern more what that is. Then you have Seven of Cups in reverse, and that's in your supporting. So this card is all about multiple choices, and you're feeling a little bit overwhelmed with the choices that you have laid out before you. And it's best to kind of go figure out something. That's what the card is asking of you here. The Seven of Cups is trying to tell you to pick something and go with it and move in that direction. You have the Fool energy kind of supporting that too. So a lot of you guys know what to do, but you're getting caught up on all these like kind of ideas of like, well, I could do this and I could do that and I could do this and I could do that. And it's like, well, just take things one step at a time. I have a strong feeling a lot of you guys already know what it is that you want to do, and the other things are coming in or popping up as distractions. So again, just take one thing one step at a time. It doesn't mean that all these other dreams or ideas you have right now that you need to be putting aside aren't going to come back later. You don't have to forget about them. It's just choose one direction and stick with that at the moment. Then you have the King of Swords in reverse, and that's what's opposing you. And for me, I feel a lot of this is like, let me see what this King of Swords is trying to tell me here. I feel strongly for some of you guys, something's happened recently that has made you feel a little defeated. Like you're kind of knocked off of your game or your pedestal a little bit, which again is all in your mind. And that's kind of what maybe potentially is what was bringing you down with that Four of Cups energy too in your past. So it seems like you're still dealing with the reverberations of what happened to you that had you feeling down. And it's also making you go more inward and get in touch with why something like that has happened to you, which is good. That's very healthy. But the card to me also represents like, being harsh or being silver-tongued is coming to mind. That's a word that comes to mind. And also being very, very closed off or defensive. So just be aware, since this card falls in the position of what's opposing you, of your actions towards yourself and towards other people for the next upcoming week as well. So don't be too harsh on yourself and try not to be too harsh on others, okay? And then for your subconscious, you have the Knight of Rods. And so this is the direction that you want to be in. You want to feel that sense of security and groundedness and focus that you maybe once have, but you feel recently like you've lost sight of it. You didn't lose sight of it. Maybe you think you did, but you didn't, because your subconscious knows that this is who you are. You are the Knight of Rods. You're standing in your power. You know what direction to move into. You know where you want to go. You know you're successful and grounded and have all this, fiery passion about you. And so your subconscious is here kind of reminding you to get back into that headspace so you can move forward and progress along towards your goals, essentially. And being able to be decisive with the choices that you're making too. All right, so let's go ahead and pull some clarifiers for you guys. And I am pulling from my mini tarot deck. Okay, let's get some more clarity on the Four of Cups for Aries. So we have the Queen of Cups in reverse, we have the King of Swords in reverse, and then we have the Page of Swords. Okay, I'm feeling like for a lot of you guys that the reason why you were really upset in the past had to do with a love connection that went sour, especially with this the Queen of Cups coming up in reverse and also the King of Swords. It seems to me, and then the Page of Swords follows it. So it seems to me like a lot of you guys who were in this relationship, you and your person weren't on the same page, either mentally, spiritually, or emotionally. Something just didn't click. The Page of Swords to me also has an air, a little bit of immaturity. So that either could be you or the person that you were dealing with. Wrong timing and also just like wrong ideologies is what's popping up in my head for me too. For some of you as well, this could be related to family members who are being dishonest or insincere, or trying to get things for their own personal gain, which also shows a lack of immaturity as well to me. So if it's not about love, it's not about a love situation, it's definitely about some sort of family or work dynamic where people are being petty or insecure or dishonest, or trying to do things for their own personal gain and benefit, and going about it in a really sneaky way. So that's what I have for the Four of Cups. So that must be what was having you guys down for a while there. And thankfully that's in your past. So you guys are overcoming it and moving past whatever that was that had you feeling that way. I'm going to go ahead and pull some clarifiers for the Six of Pentacles, and that's where you're at. So let me get some clarity on the Six of Pentacles. That card wanted to come out, so I'm just going to take it. Oh, you got the Knight of Swords, and it's, well, what was I calling the King of Swords earlier? The Knight of Swords, you guys. I meant to say King of Swords. I don't know. I guess I'll check that when I rewatch this. So you have the Knight of Swords, you have the Eight of Pentacles in reverse, okay, and then you have the Nine of Swords. What I'm getting from this, especially since this card is about being careful where you place your investments, either financial or emotionally or with your time. The Knight of Swords is kind of a warning card of like, you have all this fire, passion, and all this like direct movement energy, but I'm really picking up like, be careful about how you're going about things. Really kind of plan it out. Maybe you're in a space right now where it's like, I want to get this stuff done. I want to do it. But don't go about it in a bowl in a china shop kind of way. This is going to take some like, forethought and planning and discretion, instead of just this kind of like, I'm like kind of cut through everything and get to where I need to be going. You have the Eight of Pentacles in reverse, which also amplifies what I just said about going back to the drawing board, making sure that you have all your ducks in a row. This is definitely the card of like, the apprentice and working hard to get to where you want to be and where you want to go. But it's well thought out, and it's well learned, and it's well earned is what's coming to mind. You also have the Knight of Swords in reverse. So I do feel like for a lot of you guys are going through a moment of some kind of intense isolation, and also pushing through some difficult emotions, and just be careful not to get stuck in that place. The Nine of Swords is also means a cycle of completion. So you're coming out, maybe you're coming out of this, Four of Cups energy, you're coming out of this Nine of Swords energy. As I always say, when you're in this process of grieving or healing, to always be easy on yourself. Like, go easy on yourself. No one healed in a place of self-punishment or self-abuse. So be gentle with yourself. Let's see. Let me go ahead and get some clarity on the Fool, about that potential new adventure you guys are embarking on. Let's get some clarity for the Fool for Aries. Okay, we have the Moon in reverse, we have the Three of Swords in reverse, and we have the Three of Cups all in reverse. Okay. Tapping into your intuition is strongly what's going to help you moving forward and making the decision on where you need to move next. For some of you guys, I feel like you have been going through some like dark side of the soul stuff, like some shadow work, things that you've been picking up also with this Moon energy. Like, you're really tapping in to see like what's been holding you back, like what sort of habits or behaviors have I picked up that are no longer serving me. And you're trying to integrate them. And that's why this kind of Three of Swords energy is popping up as well, with because doing that stuff isn't easy, and it is painful for you. It's the dark side of why can't I say that word? Dark night of the soul stuff is not easy. It can be very painful, but it is worth it, because then we have the Three of Cups in reverse, clarifying everything, saying that all the work that you've been doing on yourself is you're having like an inner celebration, and you are working on the integration, and you are, moving in the direction that you need to be in life. So the Fool card wasn't really giving me a ton of clarity on where you need to be moving in a direction to, but I'm now seeing it kind of like as your personal journey, and maybe you need to keep moving in that direction with your soul's work. And maybe you don't always know what you're doing, but your intuition is going to help guide you into the right direction. Okay, let's go ahead and get some Seven of Cups, clarity on the Seven of Cups for Aries. Okay, we have the Nine of Cups in reverse, Two of Cups, lots of cups, and Six of Swords. Okay, I think this is what you guys are struggling with right now as far as your decisions. Some of you are like, should I stay single or should I move towards a relationship? Should I focus on my career and my business or love? Should I be moving? Because then we have the Six of Swords, which to me usually indicates like travel and water. So you're having all these ideas pop up. And again, your intuition with this Fool card is going to really help you. You really need to center and get focused on your inner desires. And you can have all of these things. It doesn't mean that you have to pick one or the other. It's just saying focus with the Seven of Cups energy. It's saying focus your time and energy on, for the most part, on one or the other. Like, it's hard to manifest your dreams and desires if they're all over the place. So really figure out what you want to bring into focus. Is it this Nine of Cups, which could mean your career, or it could just mean the self-work you've been doing. Is it manifesting a love connection or a love relationship with somebody, or is it about the self-love work that you're doing on yourself? Or is it about possibly moving through your emotional states, your feelings in a healthier way, or moving somewhere else potentially, which could be job or work related. I do feel strongly that if you guys are putting in the work to do the inner healing, that all these things are attainable. It's really about a matter of like which one it is that you want and which one you're going to spend your most time focusing your attention towards. Okay, let's get some clarity on the King of Swords, which is in your opposing. Get some clarity on the King of Swords. Okay, we have the Hanged Man. We have the Five of Swords. And we have the Page of Cups. Okay. It seems like a lot of you guys are dealing with the emotional work, like the inner healing work that you've been doing. The Page of Cups is a very watery card here, and it has to deal with getting in touch with our inner emotions. Pages always represent somebody who's young, so I feel for a lot of you guys, you are putting in the time and work to work on your inner child and to acknowledge your inner child. This is what I was picking up with this warning I was giving you guys about being careful about how you're talking to yourself or how you're talking to others this next upcoming week, because we have this Five of Swords energy, which to me, especially in this deck, it's like somebody who thinks they're better than. And it's almost like the card of self-deception and self-denial. Like you're like, I'm smarter than everybody and I can outwit everybody. So I'm feeling very strongly, the words coming in is like, practice some humility. You don't know everything. You're not the best at everything. That doesn't mean that you're not great and that you're not wonderful. But I'm getting to right now, it's that being careful not to compare yourself to other people. A lot of people do this in the reverse of like, I'm not good enough. Based off of what that person's doing, like I'm not where I should be based off of what that person's doing, but I'm getting it in the reverse with this card reading for you guys, which is you're comparing your success based off of others' lack of success. Like I'm better than this person, you know? So be careful about that popping up for next week. And then you also have the Hanged Man here too, which again, for me, is symbolizing a lot of people are going inward. They are kind of closed off from other people, which the Six of Pentacles is crossing that. It's sitting right across from that, which is also telling me that it's a good time to kind of like hang back, essentially, to keep focusing on yourself, keep focusing on your inner work, which is going to lead to enlightenment, because this is the card of enlightenment. It's a card of like surrender and letting go and trusting the process. So keep trusting the process, you guys. And it's funny because the overall energy for the card reading too is changing your mind. So I feel like a lot of you guys are doing a lot of the inner work to change your focus, change your mind, make decisions, change your perspective. Like paradigm shifts are coming up for me. So you're releasing a lot of the old and you're bringing in a lot of new ideas for yourselves. Okay, let's get some clarity on the Knight of Rods, and then I will be closing out the reading for you guys. But so far, this is looking really good. It seems heavy, because I know you guys have been dealing with some heavy stuff, and the collective as a whole has as well recently, but it's all for your personal growth. So let me go ahead and get clarity on the Knight of Rods. Okay, we got the Queen of Pentacles, we have the Eight of Swords, and then we have the Hermit. I had a feeling the Hermit was going to pop up somewhere, you guys. I've been talking a lot about like deep diving, doing the work, going inwards. It did pop up in reverse though, which means that some of you guys are not ready to go to really deep dive. And this whole entire card reading is about telling you to do that, because there are some ideologies you guys are holding on to that are no longer benefiting you and serving you, and that's why we're getting the changing your mind card here. Knight of Rods though is in your subconscious, and that's who you guys want to be, or you want to have other people see you as. You have the Queen of Pentacles here, which is somebody who is like, you're financially grounded, you feel secure, you are generous, you're back in that generous space again. So this is kind of the inner, like this is what is driving you forward to do all this inner work, is so that you can feel like you're standing in your power again. Then we have the Eight of Swords, which signifies that some of you guys feel stuck or trapped in a certain situation, which again, with this Hanged Man energy that's in the card reading too, it's reminding yourself to surrender and to let go and to trust the process. And that's the only way you're going to come out being unstuck from the situation. It's time to take the blindfold off, and it's time to start looking at things as they are, not as you want them to be. And again, the Hermit is calling you guys' attention to put in the inner work right now. And for some of you guys, especially since most of my Aries friends are so sociable and they love to be the life of the party and the center of attention, it's incredibly difficult for them to kind of like pull back and not distract themselves with social activities or other behaviors that may be holding you back in some sort of way. So yes, this card is definitely calling attention to move inward, go for it. Okay, so I am going to close out this reading for you guys, Aries, with a couple of cards from my Energy Oracle deck, and see what it has to say for you guys. And this is kind of just what is going to help you out through the next week. What's going to help get you through is kind of how I perceive these cards. What does Aries need to see for the upcoming week? Oh, we got one popping up. Oh, we got pain, you guys. Got to feel it to heal it. That's what they say, isn't it? And some of you guys, I think, are in resistance to feeling some of those heavier emotions, you know, but that's where the gold is. That's where you're going to find all your healing. Is in feeling through those heavier emotions. Okay, I've got the Void. So this is what a lot of you guys are afraid of. You're afraid of the darkness. You're afraid of your own darkness. This is why the Hermit is popping up in reverse. You guys don't want to go inwards. You think it's too scary there. Your personal light is going to shine a light on all the darker aspects of yourself. It's not going to be as painful as you think it is. Honestly, what's going to cause more pain is you thinking it's super painful. We have creativity. as well that popped up for you guys. So there's not one right way to go about doing the inner work on yourself. So get creative, you know, move in the direction of what your intuition is calling and asking for you to do. It could be through writing, it could be through music, it could be through expressing yourself. Through dance are certain ways that you can heal and shift and release old paradigms that you're holding on to. And then we have reflection. This is like totally related to the Hermit card. So a lot of you guys need to be doing some deep reflection on yourself, because whenever things in your external environment are feeling really off, it's mirroring what's going on in your internal environment. So this upcoming week, it's best to kind of check in with yourself. Things will get easier. It's not going to be that painful. It may be painful, but it's worth it. So, okay, because, you know, that's where growth comes from. Anyways, I love you, Aries, so much. Thank you for watching. If you found this video useful, give it a thumbs up, and go ahead and check out your rising and moon sign for further clarity as well. And I will see you next week.